The quad railway rifle has been the king of DPS in Fallout 76 for ages. It was the pinnacle weapon of the trade market for years, with people making insane bundles just to acquire one of these coveted handheld boss nukers. However, with the Multiple Zero update, two devastating changes came to the game that laid the smackdown on the railway rifle. First, region bosses received an adjustment to their incoming damage that removed the vast critical hit's ability to bypass their damage reduction. Second, the railway rifle itself was hit with a nerf to its fire rate and its AP cost. So with these changes in mind, and the unintended change to make Ticket of Revenge bloodied again, that'll be interesting. So I set out to find out which one of these railway rifles is actually the king of DPS. To accomplish this, I compared 4 different railway rifles. The railways I'll be looking at in this video are the Ticket to Revenge, the Quad 2525, the Quad Explosive 25, and the old king of DPS Quad 50C25. Before we begin, I want to state that all these numbers are from the same enemy, and with the only stacking damage bonus being 1 rank of concentrated fire, and no reload enhancing perks such as Ground Pounder. Another note is I'm assuming you can critical hit every other shot. So with that being said, let's begin. So to compare the rails, I decided to do a test of 1 magazine versus 2 magazines, how long it took to shoot off those magazines, and the total damage from each magazine itself to calculate the total DPS. So to begin, I'm using the Quad 2525 railway rifle, otherwise known as the Quad 25 faster fire rate, 25 less VATS cost. So shooting off 2 magazines, the DPS for 1 mag with the Quad 2525 is 663, with 2 mags being 553. So moving on to the old king of DPS, the Quad 50C25, this rail rifle is going to shoot slower, so it's going to take longer to get through those magazines. However, it has the trade-off of doing more damage per critical shot, so we'll see what the total comes out to. So just coming out to under 20 seconds for the second magazine, the total DPS for 1 mag is 590, with the 2 mag DPS being 495. So moving on to the Ticket to Revenge, this is a unique railway rifle from a mission doing the Skyline Valley questline. It gated pretty early on. The reason we're looking at this is because it comes with the legendary effect of being doubled, so you get 20 in the mag instead of 10. Before the Multiple Zero update, this rifle was furious, and it has since been changed back to its original state of being bloodied like it was on the original PTS server. So looking at those DPS numbers for the Ticket to Revenge, 1 magazine coming out to 715, and 2 magazines coming out to 546. As a quick note, I did not show the Quad Explosive 25 rail because it has the same stats as the Quad 50C25 rail as far as fire rate and reload go, so there would have been no purpose to show that as it's literally the same exact thing. However, the explosive one does have the benefit of having explosive damage, so the damage values will be shown, and they do differ from the Quad 50C. Here is the chart I created to show the 1 mag DPS versus the 2 mag DPS for each of the different rail rifles. Looking at the 1 magazine first, the explosive railway rifle came in first place with 771 DPS, followed in second place by the Ticket to Revenge with 715, then followed by the Quad 2525 with 663 DPS, and in last place we have the Quad 50C25 coming in at 590 DPS. Now looking at the 2 mag DPS, we once again have the Quad Explosive 25 in first place with 646 DPS, followed by the Quad 2525 with 553 DPS, the Ticket to Revenge in third place with 545, and again the Quad 50C25 in last place with 495 DPS. So there we have it, the Quad Explosive 25 comes in first place in 1 and 2 mag DPS. However, it is important to note that region bosses are not affected by explosive damage the same way as other enemies, making it likely this railway will fall off in those boss fights. So with that said about the explosive interaction, I do believe the Quad 2525 is the best rail for bossing, as it overtakes the Ticket to Revenge after 1 mag of DPS, and those bosses are going to typically last more than 1 mag of DPS. With all this being said, I do want to make a note that there are damage inconsistencies with the Quad 50C25, as when I was comparing a critical hit with and without the legendary effect on the weapon, it didn't equal out to plus 50%, and it was rather more around 14 to 20% extra damage. This will require more testing on a deeper level with an actual region boss. Anyway, this has been my railway rifle DPS analysis after the nerfs. I will be sure to inform you guys later on when I find out about that plus 50% critical damage and what's going on there. And if there's any update, I'll let you guys know in the comments section, or I'll make a community post about it. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time.